What's up, y'all? It's your girl Malaysia Rose with Streets 99.3, and we have a special guest in the building, y'all. We got Fridge in the building. How you doing, Fridge?
I'm doing good.
You doing amazing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it was raining a little bit today, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. You know, we woke up to see another day. That's all that matters. It's important. So, we got you here at Streets. First of all, thank you for coming out. Definitely appreciate it. This your first time here, right?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Okay, cool. Alright, so we're just gonna jump right into it. How did you get the name Fridge?
I've been having it since birth.
So where did it come from? Like, did it, like, was...
It was a football player named Fridge.
Okay.
So my dad got introduced to him. My dad was a big fan of his, so he named me after him a nickname.
I love it. Okay, and it just stuck with you throughout your whole life. I love it. And you from Edge Hill?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about how that was like growing up in Edge Hill. We do know if you're from Nashville, it's on the south side, you know what I'm saying? So tell me a little bit about how it was growing up in Edge Hill as a kid.
We thought the world revolved around Edge Hill. You know, it was a good environment for us, you know. I had a lot of family over there. It was all love.
Like it went the other sides to y'all?
No,
it was just... Okay, it wasn't like that. Okay. So, as a kid, so were you always, because I know like you're very popular, were you always like that as a kid? Like did people like kind of look up to you, although they may have been your peers, but you know you can still look up to your peers? Was it kind of like that type of vibe for you? Were you picked on as a kid? Like how was it?
No, I was all good. I was a leader as a kid, so I was always popular within my neighborhood, eventually throughout the city, so yeah, I wasn't picked on or nothing though.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay. Alright, so we are here to talk about your book, and we definitely want to get into that, but I did want to just kind of go over where you came from. I love that you're from Nashville native. So, your book is called Both Sides of the Story, right?
Right.
Definitely going to get there, okay. But tell me a little bit about, you are a football star in high school. What high school did you go to?
Hillsborough High School.
Hillsborough High School. Is that the only high school you went to?
Yeah, it's the only one.
Okay, you went to Hillsborough. Okay. So tell me about how it was, like basically being a football star, because you already know the football players, they the big dogs, you know what I'm saying? Y'all probably had to do no work. Like y'all got away with everything. So how was it like when you gradually, got up in high school?
It was all good. It was love, man. You know, we got to change the environment. We usually zoned to Glencliff, and then they eventually zoned our whole project to Hillsborough. So, getting out there in that Green Hills environment was different for us. So,
okay.
We had a ball. It was more like a mixture of people. You had white folks, black folks, foreigners. I mean, the teachers was cool. So, it was a winning environment.
Okay. So, you went from being a big time, like, football star to basically getting up to, and don't quote me on this, possibly 17 years in prison? Or was it 10 years? Because I know you did 10.
Nah, I was sentenced to 17 years at 100. I just got my case overturned out of 10 and a half years.
Wow. Okay. So that is a huge transition. So you don't have to go all the way into it, but kind of give us a idea of how we got there. How you went from this football player, the name of Hillsborough, I know because I knew about you in school. So it's just like, how did you go from there to being in a situation to where, oh my God, this may be the end of my life?
Well, yeah, like you say, I went to Hillsborough High School. Won a lot of awards. Went to state championships 3 times in a row.
I think I remember
We won a state championship. I was all region, all city, all state. So recruited heavily by a lot of colleges, but I think kind of like what made me stay home was I got injured my senior year. Like the game before the championships, that made me stay at home. So with me being young like I was, I was a star around the city and things like that. I feel like I really stayed too close to home, and they gave me leeway to kind of get in trouble, go to the projects every day, hang out, chill, and things like that. And eventually I made the wrong decision.
Okay. So with you making the wrong decision, did you ever feel like that before everything transpired, did you ever think that you would be in a situation that you were in? Like, that, you think like, if I'm doing this, I may be in a position to where I may end up in prison or in jail or whatever. Like, did that ever even cross your mind?
No, it really didn't. You know, I tried to carry myself in a certain fashion, and I didn't think that slippers would count like that. But you know, doing to like sometimes you can throw your life away through other people. You know what I mean? I got a wiretap war on me, so you know what I mean. That's how things got ugly.
So it was somebody was wired up.
Yeah, in the middle of the project. Yeah.
That is so dangerous. So you basically y'all just chilling.
Yeah.
You doing what you do, and there's somebody that's around you that's pretending to be. Was it somebody pretending to be your friend, like your homeboy?
He was somebody from our neighborhood.
Oh my God, you hear about stuff like this on TV?
Yeah.
Like you know, like for you to be sitting here and telling me this story is crazy, but it happens. You know what I'm saying? So somebody who's literally wired up, and they're working with the feds, and you not knowing because you know who does that. But okay, so they were wired up. How was the day? Like, tell me about the day when they came and got you, like when the feds came.
Well, going back to him being wired up, he wired up on 3 different occasions. I didn't ever get like caught up on after the first transaction. They let it build up. It's called indictments. So they let the case get worse and worse without you even knowing. So I was basically locked up, just walking around free. But it wasn't the feds; it was the state. So
okay.
when the state came and got me today, it was like May 16, 2008. I never forget it. And they came with like the gang task force, news cameras, all that kind of stuff. And I didn't know what I was being locked up for, so I was told I was being locked up for a drug-free school zone. But at that time, I didn't even know what a school zone was.
Right. Well, when you think about it, Edge Hill, I know there are churches around there, schools. That's, you know, they kind of, sad to say, kind of set us up for things like that.
Yeah.
And with you, because how old were you when
22.
this happened? 22, okay, you were young.
Yeah.
So, not thinking that these things are law or whatever. Did you have anything on you when they got you? Like,
no,
was there anything that...
No.
Okay. So, the guy, was there anybody that you remember, like, being around you at that time, like, when it happened?
Yeah, all my partners was around. It was a normal day in the hood. I just woke up, came out on the porch, and my partner hit the corner running, just saying the police was everywhere. So me thinking that I was in the good, I walked off the porch like, shit, they ain't looking for me. And then it ended up guns in my face. And
never have thought.
Right.
Yeah. So what would you say the hardest part, because you did 10 years, right?
Right.
What would you say was the most difficult part about you being in prison for that long at such a young age?
My family, my mom. You know, my mom got sick throughout the process. I lost my dad 11 months in. You know, I was a big family dude, so you know, anytime I see my family struggle because of the decision I made, that's rough.
Yeah. That is the hardest part. Were you able to go to your dad's funeral?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that's good. That's good. At least they, you know, gave you a little grace. Okay, that's what's up. So, kind of backtracking a little bit.
Right.
So, I guess when everything transpired, were your friends who were, I know you still well respected, so I probably already know this question, but the people who were with you, like, before all that happened, were they still kind of your friends or your homeboys, like, while you doing them 10 years? That's a long time.
Yeah, I had a group of friends that held it down, but you know, one thing about being popular, everybody say they real. You feel what I'm saying? I just didn't hold them accountable like that. But there was a few friends fell out, but for the most part, my immediate circle, they still here to this day.
That's good.
Right.
And you don't see that often either.
No, you don't.
So, was there a time where, and I don't know how this goes, but so they come and get you.
Right.
Do you go like to jail? Do you go on trial? And like, how was that situation? How was that set up?
So when they came to get me, my bond was $350,000, which was unheard of for a drug case. But due to it being a drug-free school zone, it ups your bond high, very high. So they came and got me. I went to the county jail. I had sealed indictments. That means they done went before the grand jury and prepared this case before I even came to them. So within 6 months to a year, I already went through 2 trials. My first trial was a mistrial. I had Joy Kimbrough. The second trial I had...
Shout out to Joy, that's my girl.
Yeah, the second trial I had Joy Kimbrough and Don Hollenberg. And the crazy thing about it is my confidential informant showed up to the first trial.
Oh, wow.
He was incarcerated, but, you know, they didn't get the job done that time. So the second time, they all of a sudden couldn't find him and painted a picture to the jury like I was some big gang member or something like that. You know what I mean? And eventually got found guilty about.
So they had already had everything set up and laid out for you. So all they needed was you to just be there.
But it was
pretty
kind of
much.
like I'll be trying to get people to understand. It wasn't really about the drugs. It was my reputation. You feel what I'm saying? And my popularity. So they looked at me like I was the leader of the gangster disciples. So the drugs was just if I didn't cooperate. But I could have told some on the gangster disciples and went home the same day.
That's my next question. So were you affiliated with them?
Yeah, I was affiliated with
okay.
GDs, yeah.
So basically I watched Space 48.
Right.
Did they sit you in the room and like try to interrogate you and try to get you to tell on somebody to, listen your sentence, or was it anything like that?
They mostly work through your lawyer. Like I ain't had no murder case or nothing. They ain't had no reason just to interrogate me.
Okay.
Like that. So they worked through my lawyer and asked that I want to cooperate. I'm like, hell no.
He like, for what?
Yeah.
And I think, I know for a fact that's another reason why you are still well respected in the city, in the community, because you kind of fought that battle by yourself. And that's how it happens sometimes. And I think that we sometimes don't think about the situations that we have ourselves into until like it blow up in our face and we like, damn, like, it just kind of happens. But you're here now, and it's a beautiful thing. You have a beautiful story. So let's jump right into this book. I've been excited to talk about this. So the book is called Both Sides of the Story.
Yeah.
So what made you come up with the title? Like, how did you think of the title?
Anybody around our age category or a little older than us, they always heard two versions of Freeze. They heard the sports version, then they heard the gang version. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like good and bad. So I want to tell both sides and let people know like exactly who I am, because I ain't never hid who I was. But I was just trying to give an understanding to people, so they usually say it's your side, another person's side, then it's the truth. You feel what I'm saying? So with me telling the truth, I can tell you both sides without somebody else trying to tell my story.
Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Can't nobody do it like you.
Yeah.
So this is I think when I saw on Facebook, because I'm your Facebook friend, when I saw that you were releasing a book, publishing a book,
Right.
I thought it was beautiful because they have they stereotype us and say black people don't read.
Right.
So the simple fact that you are telling your story within a book is beautiful to me. So what made you go ahead and do a book and not do a 55-part on Instagram or TikTok like Risa Tisa? No shade to Risa Tisa. But what made you want to publish a book versus going on live telling your story, or TikTok or something like that?
Because I started writing a book when I was incarcerated. So when I started writing the book, I wanted to leave here something here that when I'm gone, it'll still be here. TikTok can shut down tomorrow, Facebook can shut down for a little bit today. So I'm gonna put all my stock just in social media. I want this to be something that can be here forever. You know what I mean? So a book was off the top. I feel like that's my introduction into the industry, to tell my story. What better way than to have it in a book?
So did someone give you the idea? Because I hear a lot of people like. I feel like your story has to be interesting for someone to come up and say, hey, you need to write a book. Like, did you have a lot of people in your ear, like, encouraging you? And, because your story is very interesting. And it's, did you have a lot of people, like, kind of gearing you towards to writing?
Yeah, well, you got to keep in mind that I was incarcerated. Mm-hmm. So, people not just reaching out to people incarcerated telling them to write a book. Now, I had brothers around me that like, man, you should write a book. But my mind was already on doing it.
Okay.
I wanted to document my life, and I knew what I was going through, and I knew I had a story to tell. I didn't know it was going to get as big as it is now. Yeah. But, like a lot of people was counting me out then, so a lot of people just can't sit there and be like, man, he should write a book, because they thought it was over with. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So you started writing while you were incarcerated. So was this something, does that mean you took your time with it? Or did you were you trying to hurry up and get finished? Like,
man, I was really kind of lost. I was just writing from the heart. You feel what I'm saying? They went through different stages. Like, I did 10 years, so I might write on it a couple years, chill. But it got kind of serious, like, when I got, past them 5 years, knew this is what I was going to be, and I want this to be, I want the story to tell. So, it was a process. I still wrote some when I got out.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, Who would you say? And I know you were incarcerated, but I feel like there's still probably a reason why you were inspired to write a book, because anybody can just write a book. Like, were you wanting to reach somebody? Like, were you wanting to help maybe a young man who maybe in the same position that you were in, and kind of, tell your life story from beginning to end so they won't end up, going down the same path that you did?
Yeah, it was important that I put the message out there, because I feel like, there's so many kids out here that aren't free to just, you feel what I'm saying? It's okay to be yourself. So that's why I push that narrative. Like, regardless of what I was painted as, like, I was an athlete, grew up with a good family, even though we lived in a project. The project just didn't live in me. I wanted to be that underdog that people can be like, okay, if Freeze did it, I can do it. You feel what I'm saying? And I was really kind of all over the place with the book. You know what I mean? I just really ran into a blessing when I met Brittany. So it was more like, I had everything wrote down, but I just didn't know the format of how to do it and how to put things together. So when I ran into B, we put the plan together and we made it happen.
Exactly. Yeah. That would have been me. I can't tell you where to start. Writing a book or anything like that.
Where we from, you don't just run across authors every day.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Now because of whatever they got going on, they see somebody else do it. But like growing up in the hood, wasn't nobody think about writing no books.
You're right. You don't see that. So what would you say was the most difficult part about writing? Like, was it any parts in the book that are kind of like, a little sensitive to talk about or make you feel, a little emotional? Was it anything
Yeah,
like
the worst part off the top was my dad died. Because I was a guy, people got to keep in mind, I never been to jail before. So the first time I went to jail, I went and did 10 and a half years. So we prided ourselves on family. For my daddy to die and I'm incarcerated, I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
I went 22 years without getting incarcerated. So, to go with my dad down like that, and me writing that, I relived that whole situation again, you feel me?
Yeah, that's very tough. I couldn't imagine. So with this being your first book, what are you looking forward to happening with this book? I did see that you posted that it's going to be published or it's going to the public library.
Yeah, the public library.
Okay, that's lit. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
So, I know that may have been one of the things that you wanted to happen with your book, but what else are you looking like? Where are you looking for this to take you?
Man, anything I do, I don't play with it. So even when I was playing football, I wanted to be the best. And some people say I was the best. Even when I was doing things wrong, for his games or whatever, I was one of the most respected. So I ain't get in the book game to play. I came in the book game to show I could take over this as well. You feel me? So, I came in serious, and I feel like this is my introduction, like I said, into the game. People to read my story, and eventually it might lead me into a movie. But I ain't gonna lowball myself. Anybody can't do the movie. I know my story one of a kind. You don't see too many people in this country, and I'm saying this country, not the city, that's a star football player in high school, get labeled as a gang member, get a full athletic scholarship, go to jail, go to prison, your case become a national headline, you get out of prison early through a federal court, and you get out and change the same law that locked you up. Ain't nobody in the country doing that.
Wow. You have a story.
Yeah.
So is that basically what the book is about? Like basically giving us an idea of what we're going to read? Because y'all better get that book.
Yeah, all this in there. Like from our childhood to sports to college to being in a prison where they was executing people, getting out, having kids, all that. Yeah. So I touch every subject. Yeah.
So tell us how we can purchase your book. That's so important. Is it on Amazon? Is it like can I walk up to you and say, hey, Fresh, let me buy your book? Like how you get your book? Okay.
Yeah, you can go on Amazon.com and it's an ebook on there as well. You can go to www.calvinfridgebryant.com and like I said, you can even through myself, you can get it through me. You feel what I'm saying? We opening up other avenues as well.
Okay. What's your socials? Just tell us your socials, like your Instagram, your Facebook, because they can find you there too.
My Instagram is One Team Fridge, TikTok One Team Fridge, YouTube One Team Fridge, and my Facebook is Calvin Fridge Bryant.
Okay. Y'all heard that first.
Yeah.
Here, right here in Streets. And let me tell you, also, I do want to say this and make sure that y'all get this. I love what you're doing in the community. I love what you're doing with the young people. I'm watching you, and you are amazing. I just want to let you know that I see you a family man, and it's just beautiful to watch you come from, you know, where you came from. So I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but you're doing amazing.
I appreciate
it. So y'all, shout out to Fridge coming to Street Style 9.3. Y'all, we are done with this interview. Y'all, please go get the book right now. And when y'all do, make sure y'all tag him on all socials. And One Fridge, what was it again?
One Team Fridge.
One Team Fridge. Tag him on all socials to make sure other people can purchase the book as well. It's your girl Malaysia Rose, and I am out, y'all.
What's up, man? It's your boy Big Fridge. I'm rocking with Malaysia Rose at Streets 99.3.
Now you got a radio voice, Fridge.
Let's find out.
Right.
Let's find out.